Hello everyone, welcome to another Zephyr tutorial. And in today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to create a simple flag blowing in the wind shader using Zephyr's mediums. To begin, I created this scene that has Zephyr set up, just a simple wind manager with the default settings, and then a banner model from the demo. You can see I've already set this up with the flag example shader once it's finished, but we're going to start from scratch just so you can see the entire process. To begin, I'm going to create a simple lit URP shader graph. Example shader, we're going to call it that. Once that compiles, we're going to create a new material and then assign that shader. All right, material, flag, example. Then we can assign that there. Alright, and now our banner is set up, ready to go. We can go ahead and open the shader. To start off, I'm going to just make this a little bit prettier. I'm going to create a new color property and assign it to the base color and just give it some value, and we'll do like a nice light red. But the majority of what we're going to be using is this vertex section up here. Make this a little bigger for you. Alright, when you're dealing with wind in shader graph, the first thing you need to do is offset your vertices by some amount. And to do that, the first thing we're going to do is add the original position to some offset. So we got to grab the position. We're going to set this to object, which grabs the original vertex position of each vertice. And then this port right here is where we can add all of our wind data. So we're going to grab a medium. You can see the documentation for more information about what mediums are and how they work in Zephyr. They're kind of the bread and butter of creating shaders using Zephyr. If you want to use Zephyr to the fullest extent, this is the best place to start. For our case, we're building a cloth, so we're going to use this cloth medium as the base. And then we need to create properties for each of these values that are not the masks. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll talk about what the masks are and how you can use them. Alright, now I've created all of these properties and assigned them to their ports. And lastly, I'm going to grab this out and put it in the add node. So now what this does is it adds the original vertex position to this offset and then assigns the vertex position when the shader is run to this additive value. So we're going to go ahead and save this, but then we need to talk about what the masks are and what they do. In Zephyr, a mask essentially just isolates a particular function to a particular area of a mesh. This is really useful for pretty much any kind of thing you would want to add wind to, because everything that you have in your game is likely anchored down to some other point. In the case of our flag, we have the three areas at the top that will be connected to the wall or a frame or something like that, and those need to stay static. So these areas up here need to be static. And I've already built this mesh, so I know what the data looks like. But if you are curious about your own data for your own mesh, maybe you got a mesh off the asset store or something, you can use the debug mesh data material that comes with Zephyr. This is an easy way to isolate every single aspect of your mesh's data and view it independently. So, for example, we can set this up to either check the UVs or the vertex color, object position, vertex tangent, etc., etc. For our case, this is already exactly what we need. We need to take a look at the vertex color and specifically the red and green channels. In the red channel, you can see that there's a value of 0 right up here by the top where the flag is anchored. And as it goes down to the base where the flag is blowing in the wind more, it has a value of 1. On the green channel, you have this value of 0 making this big T, leaving the corners with a value of 1. We'll use this to create our fluttering, and then this to create our base wind effect. With that knowledge, we can go back into our example shader and grab the vertex color and then split this into its individual components. Alright, and then we grab the red channel and push it into the wind mask and ripple mask, and the green channel and put that into the flutter mask. Once we save our shader again, we can go ahead and apply the example shader that we made to the new mesh. All right, and right now it doesn't look like it's doing much of anything, but that's because we haven't changed our parameters. This example I already have set up with the parameters we need, so I'm just going to copy those down onto our new shader. All right, and now that the new properties are on, we can change the color of our flag to something nice, and now our flag is fully set up to work with Zephyr. As we change the wind speed, you can see that the wind impacts the mesh differently. We can change the direction and it'll move around accordingly, just like that, and you're all set.